Month 6 in the time of the Eternal, Month 8, Day 27, 2023. Psalms 37 verse 6, And he shall bring forth thy righteousness as the light and thy judgment as the noonday. Mine is the earth and its fullness, and the inhabitants who dwell therein. Nothing happens that I am not aware of, for by me everything was created. There is nothing hidden before my presence, nor anything small from the men that my eye does not notice. I explore the hidden chambers of the hearts of men, and even before they themselves realize what comes out of it, I already know it. Therefore, the mortal will say, I and only I know what is in my mind and heart, and my hands are clean before Jehovah. But when I enter, and my light, in all its fullness, illuminates every corner of the being, and I show it to man, the righteous will exclaim, Oh, wretched man that I am a man dead by sin. Wash me and I will be clean. Be careful, then, when you proclaim to be righteous before others, before my presence, for your righteousness is like filthy rags. True righteousness, coming from me, does not slander in secret, for there is no secret before me. Not even out loud, where the mortal listens. The discontented does this. The just does as I have commanded, but the unjust denies my commands. Justice goes ahead, but injustice runs after it to kidnap it. There is no righteous, not one, but only God. And he creates justice in those who seek him with a humble and undivided heart. Do good, therefore. Be true to yourselves if you want the true light to dwell in you and spring forth in abundance as life for life. He who is accustomed in doing his own will not live in me with joy. He who omits my commands, my sayings, for him, will be only to debate with others. He who does not fulfill his duty as I have established it, will be angry with him that fulfills it. Before you is the blessing or the curse, life or death. You have to choose which one you will want. Moreover, many claim to have chosen life. But, this is under their parameters. They omit, take away and give a nuance to my words with emotionalism and sensationalism, in such a way, which seem to be their sayings truthful. They believe their arguments so much, that they live in them confidently. Subtle deception coming from the darkness in which they are mediums, means, of deception to many, like Eve in the Garden of Eden. Let your speech be, yes, yes, and no, no, for all the rest of this comes from evil. Many complainers argue that my words are strong and my standard is very high. That my word should not be direct, but soft. Remember John the Baptist. Remember Moses, Enoch, Elijah and Elisha. These, among others, were spokespersons of my words in their time, because true love is expressed in direct truth, spoken with justice. This formula is what will be done, by my power, at the end of the preaching of the loud cry in the world of sin. Moses, the meekest man on earth, not because he lowered the standard of truth or by softening it or not speaking it, he was the meekest, but, because, despite all insults against him because of my sayings, he unconditionally loved the people who oppressed him and fought before my presence for the lives of all of them. But, at the time of the sentence of the vile rebellious, with pain in his heart, he stood firm, hidden in me. This is the true meekness. Not imposition of one's own human ideas, but standing on the side of the truth even if the heavens fall. The unjust one, in his own eyes, will live full of arguments and will be an expert in my sayings, for his own ends and purposes. He who acts, doing so, will have no part with me because rectitude is not in him. Truly, truly, I tell you, that there is more justice in him who does not know and, when he knows, makes amends than he who knows and only executes for the convenience of whipping another. For this I test the mortal, so that he recognizes in me his own behavior. There is no peace without me. And there is no truth without conscientiously executing my sayings. For this reason the preacher of justice will have much affliction in the world, but he will have great reward in heaven. Jehovah fights for his own and under his hand there is no injustice. Jehovah's correction for his children is for salvation, like the father who rises early to discipline his children on the right path. The scoffers will see it and say, Madness has taken hold of this one. But I truly tell you that the father who does not correct his children will end like Eli. and these will be drips on his head. But I also tell you that he who gets up early in the morning exhorts and corrects his children, and these, when the time comes, they will rise up against the correction, these will flee from my presence. And I will banish them, as was the fate of Cain. Many, with my word, build towers like that of Babel. And they fortify it with walls like those of Jericho. But they will be like Sodom, because my truth spoken by wicked lips for their purposes of morbid entrapment is an arrow that will turn against themselves. Remember the ark carried by consecrated men. These, none of them died. But the one who touched it without being chosen for consecration, died. Many of you here claim that there is injustice, but my eye, which sees everything and searches everything, saw haughtiness of spirit and the lack of respect for my commands. But, to this current generation, the more sin abounded, the more grace abounded. And, for this reason, many revolt saying, Jehovah does not hear. Jehovah does not see. These uncircumcised in heart, my hand will not be raised in defense of them because their words and their thoughts were expressed in their actions and they cast reproach on the cause, my cause. Therefore, be sober. Do not sleep and watch. Don't be taken by surprise. Justice is almost no longer in the world. And darkness covers more and more, everywhere. But those who wait and live trusting in me, will have new strength and their light, like that of noonday, will be more impulsed at the end, and no darkness will stop it. How then do you say, I am righteous and there no deception exists in me, when your own heart lives for your desires? Fight, for your reward is near. Many strive to tempt me, but I cannot be tempted. Let the mortal be silent before my presence, and bow his ear before me, that he may learn the justice that comes from on high. For I teach the sons of men righteousness, so that you may distinguish the way of good and evil. Therefore for this reason, from the garden, among everything beautiful, I planted the forbidden tree, because those who are mine must love me by their own choice. After instructing the couple that came from my hands about what could be done and what could not be done, I left them under their free will. And they decided. In the same way today I teach you what is good and what is evil, to test you, and, so that, it is your own choice to follow me. For I test the heart of the mortal to bring to light what is in the depths of his heart. In the same way that there was a test for your fathers, so, in the same way, I have done in the other worlds. Moreover, everyone has chosen the path of good. But all this will soon pass, and there will be neither root nor branch of evil left, because, together, everyone has known the nefarious pain of evil. Therefore seek the real justice that comes from me, because you are letters read among yourselves and, by, the vast universe. I come shortly. Hold fast what you have so that no one takes your crown, because many will speak my words and believe they come in my name, but their motives, I weigh them. And they will fall like tow before the righteous. You do well, then, each one, to seek me with all your being and with all your heart, and you will find rest. And under my wings you will be safe. Beware of the wolves in sheep's clothing that destroy and devour the flock, because the discernment that comes from me will be as their protection, and my law will be as a fence. And whoever makes a covenant with me will be as an impenetrable barrier for him. Because he has put his trust in me, this one will be liberated. Then, my righteousness will shine through you like a bright light, and like the noonday will be your right, and you will be known in my kingdom as a keeper of truths and a doer of good works. Therefore, fear me and give me honor, because the hour of judgment has arrived. And worship only him who made the heavens, the earth, the sea, and everything that lives in it. Do not consent to evil, and you will be preserved. Faithful and true words that I leave from the Eternal for each of you. May the Lord bless us. 6 And he shall bring forth thy righteousness as the light, and thy judgment as the noonday.